Alrighty, now that the final episode of Rings of Power Season 2 has premiered, it is time to talk about my thoughts on the whole show. And I've got to say that I really enjoyed this season. It is a vast improvement over Season 1, and really kept the engagement a lot better than Season 1. Season 2 has many moments that I'm like, wow, that was cool. I think everything was a vast improvement, definitely in the costume department as well. The visual effects were all spectacular. The fight scenes, there were a lot more of them this season, and I think they were just better for it. The final two episodes, I think, are the closest we've gotten to Lord of the Rings in terms of quality and spectacle, which, awesome. I do think, though, that there is still one major issue with this show, and that is they do not balance the storylines well whatsoever. They try to Game of Thrones it with all these massive storylines, but the issue is that none of them really connect with each other. There's no conflict with one another, and some of them were dropped for, most of the show. I swear I haven't seen Isildur and the people in that town for maybe a month. I don't think they've been mentioned since episode 3, and then they show up again in episode 8. And then the Numenor story, I think, is severely undercooked, and the Elven story, which is easily, I think, the biggest and most important at the moment, does get the most screen time, which makes sense, but you need to let the other stories flesh out, and it just feels like we skipped major moments in certain stories. Numenor, I don't think we did, but the Numenor stuff, in my opinion, has never really been super interesting. Although this season they finally made me interested in the Numenor stuff. The hobbits, the halflings one, and the wizard, I thought was also underutilized. Just the wizards and Isildur, I think they're going to play bigger parts in the next season, and I hope so, because they literally have not gotten any real screen time. I don't know if that's because last season people were complaining about them, and then this season they're okay, we'll have less of them, but then their stories are more important to the end, and it feels like a lot of their development has happened off screen. That's my main issue, but other than that, it's solid. I think that this is a show that is learning and improving with each step, which, sure, they could have just have started better off and not gone cocky, but yeah, all they need to learn is to balance their storylines better, and this will be a fantastic show for season 3. So yeah, that's my hope and prayer. I'm excited for next season, but I'll see you when that airs in 2 years. But yeah, I'll see you then.